I am a 19-year-old female, but when this happened, I was 17. So this happened around the beginning of April of 2018. I was out with my family and my still current boyfriend shopping for prom stuff. I wasn't really big into the whole prom thing, but was going for, I guess, the experience. The most boring night of my life, by the way. But anyways, back to the story. After the whole shopping thing was finally over, we decided to go get food from somewhere. My older brother mentioned A+ Buffet Mongolian Grill. We all decided that sounded pretty good and headed over there. As we're eating, laughing and talking, you know what people do, I noticed an older man, maybe late 60s to early 70s, looking at me, smiling. I turned around thinking maybe he was looking at someone else, but no one was behind me. So that meant he was looking straight at me. I got a little weirded out, but brushed it off and continued eating. A minute or two later, I look at him again. Now not only is he still looking at me, smiling, but he's also making kissy faces at me. I got a little nervous and uncomfortable, so I quietly mentioned it to my family and boyfriend. They all told me to ignore him and that we're leaving soon. I calmed down a little bit, but I couldn't help but look back at the man. I wish I didn't, because when I did, my stomach dropped, and I was now on the verge of crying. He's now wiggling his tongue in between his middle and index finger. I'm sure everyone knows what that means. I couldn't take it anymore. I started crying and ran out of the restaurant. I know, call me a pussy, but I've been assaulted before. And obviously going through that shit was a very traumatic experience for me, as for anyone who's been through it. But I was extremely uncomfortable, and I couldn't be in there a second longer. Turns out after I left, my foster mom yelled at him for making me uncomfortable, but he wouldn't even acknowledge her presence. He was too busy staring at my boyfriend with rage plastered on his face. I haven't gone back to that restaurant or seen that man since, and I would like to keep it that way. Me and my family were planning to stay over at my aunt's house in Pennsylvania for the weekend. Me and my brother were going alone with my aunt's brother. Me and my brother are very close to him, so I never felt any weird vibes. We just got off New Jersey and it started turning dark. We were still on the road when I have this strange feeling that someone was following us. We were only 20 minutes away from our aunt's house, so I didn't really think of it. Until this car, it looked like a grey but small car. One of those standards cars. I had the feeling it was following us for the past 20 minutes driving to my aunt's place. That car was following us. Just to let you guys know, I'm one of those people who will be very paranoid about everything. We just pulled up to the house. The car behind us started to slow down when we pulled over. I saw it turn right and it was like there was no sign of the car. It is 1 in the morning right now. My aunt has these 2 big windows showing the outside, and my aunt's house is really big, so it's showing down at the ground. It's currently 2:15 in the morning. I decided to look at the windows, and then I froze. I saw the same car, and some guy really tall looking at the window. I got into a panic. I went back just to make sure he wasn't there, and see if was dreaming, and he was gone. I'm sleeping currently in the first floor, while everyone is sleeping in the second. If you were asking where my brother is, he is upstairs with my mom. But I woke up to the basement door being open and I could see a figure coming out and then running towards me fast. I didn't do anything. He grabbed me. Then I screamed. Everyone came down and the man ran back downstairs. Me being paranoid, I followed him, but I fell and he drove away in that same stupid ass car. After this situation, I have made a promise to always trust my gut. Okay, so let me get this straight. I'm a 15-year-old girl who lives in New Zealand, but when this took place I was around 12 years old. In 2016, a couple days before Christmas, the worst thing happened to us. We found out my auntie died, which was on my dad's side, and they were very close. She was a jockey, and she fell off the horse, and it crushed her. Her favorite thing was the smell of lilies. This will be useful for later on. Anyway, after about 2 years of her death, we visited her again for Christmas, and we have been here to see her many times, but this time it felt different in a way. The air was heavy, and I got this wave of dread. It was so overwhelming that I had to stay in the car for a bit. Once I thought that the bad feeling had calmed down, I decided to hop out and look around the cemetery, and as I was doing so, I smelt a familiar smell, like the smell of lilies. And at first it was comforting in a way, but then I felt like I was being watched, but like I could tell that whatever that was watching me didn't want me here, like I needed to leave. So I listened to my gut feeling and booked it back to the rest of my family. Not shortly after, once all of us were in the car driving back, we saw that there was something in the middle of the road, so we stopped. But the longer we stared at it, the more we realized it was my auntie, and she looked worried. And about 2 seconds later, a car comes flying by in full speed, and then she disappeared. I'll tell you now, it scared me, and I couldn't sleep that night, but the longer I thought about it, the more I realized that she saved us that day, and that she really is looking over at us. I just wanted to get this off my chest, and I know you might not believe me because I wouldn't if I heard this, but it is 110% real, and it's still vividly stuck in my head till this day.